The movie starts in a luxury place where a mafia leader named Jang Pan lived with his beautiful and spoiled brat wife named Seo Yun. Yun complains about her dad who didn't want to buy the gallery that she wants. Jang is fed up with his wife being a spoiled brat, so he ignores it and leaves for work. At the office, one of Jang's men informed him that they had a problem with the carpenters that didn't want to leave the place. Jang called his right-hand man to handle the situation. They need the carpenter's shop place for their new project. Meanwhile, in the carpenter's shop, the owner named Jang Ki worried about being forced evicted from their shop by Jang's group. Later on, a group of men came and looked for the owner of the shop. Jang is scared but still determined to fight for their rights. Then the man shows him the contract that he needs to sign to evacuate the place. Jang hesitated to sign it, so he tasted the cruelty of Jang's men and threatened to be forced to sign the contract. On the other hand, Jang went to the old ramen shop that used to be his favorite shop before. A chubby and nerd high school student named Dong Hyeon was also eating in that shop. When Dong Hyeon was about to pay, he noticed that he lost his wallet and apologized to the owner. The owner forgave him and said that Jang will pay for him. Jang was very surprised why he was the one to pay for it, but he just didn't mind it and paid for the 4 bowls of ramen that the kid ate. Owner said that she will give him a special gift for his generosity. In the next scene, Dong was on the edge of the building trying to get the shoe that was hanging. As he tries to get it, he loses his balance and falls down exactly where Jang is standing below. When Jang opened his eyes, he found out that he was at the hospital. Then a nurse came and called him kid, which confused him. Then he tried to walk outside, and in the next room he saw his body lying on the bed. Then suddenly Jang came and called him his son, which made him more confused. Then when he looked in the mirror, he saw a different face, which shows that they were swapped bodies with Dong. Coincidentally, the carpenter shop owner who he was threatened and evicted was Dong's father. Jang saw that his son acted differently and didn't recognize him. The doctor explains that his son suffers from retrograde amnesia. Jang remembers what the restaurant owner told him and immediately runs to meet her. Unfortunately, the restaurant was being closed and the owner is nowhere to be found. Meanwhile, his business rival named Yang already received the news that Jang was in coma. Yang plans to take this opportunity to outrun Jang on the business. At night, Jang returned to his home. But his wife didn't recognize him and thought he was an intruder. Jang tries to calm her down and explain everything, but Yun already calls security to take him out of the house. Then the security took him to the police station and accused of trespassing. Jang explains what his sons went through and apologizes for what happened. Thankfully, the officer understood it and set Jang free. In Jang's desperation, he went to the hospital and tried to wake up his body. He also jumped over his body to get it back. When his right hand entered the room, he was immediately stopped from what he was doing. Jang tries to explain to him what happened, that he was trapped in the kid's body. His right-hand man didn't believe him and kicked him out of the room. When no one believed and understood him, he went to Dong's home together with Jang. The place was small, not like where he lives. And for his fast recovery, Jang cooked a lot of food for him to eat. Jang said that he could not eat it all, but a minute later all plates were empty. Jang realized that his appetite was affected by Dong's body. Jang believes that his son was bullied, which leads him to walk on the edge of the building and fall. The next day, they went to the principal's office. They ask about the bullying that happened at the school, but the principal denies it and claims that there's no things like that at their school. Jang notices that the principal is lying, and now he is determined to know what exactly happened. As he went back to his classroom, a group of boys made fun of him. He immediately understood that Dong was an introvert who was made fun of all the time. During their lunch break, a girl named Hyun Young was bullied by the popular kids. They mix the cold drink to her food and make her eat it. They weren't done there yet, they also threw the whole plate of her food at her. Jang didn't like what he saw, so he called their attention. It makes the leader of the bullies named Tae-wook get angered. When the leader is about to hit Jang, the teacher arrives and stops the leader of the bullies. After school, the leader of the bullies stops Jang again and tries to intimidate him. But before the bully can act, he just casually slaps them one by one and then he just simply walks away. On the next day, the bullies trouble another guy in the bathroom. Suddenly, Jang came out from the cubicle and he helped the poor guy. He also took the phone of the leader and said to return it on the next day. The leader wanted to take it back, but he received a slap from Jang. When Jang came home, he checked the phone and saw the video when the accident happened. It shows that the group of Taewook bullied Dong, which led him to fall on the building. Everything was clear to Jang on what really happened on that day. The next day, the head of the group beat up Taewook for giving his phone to Jang. Later on, Jang arrives and kindly tells the head of the group to never trouble any students again. He blackmails the head of the group with the video that he saw. The head of the group can't do anything but to agree on Jang's conditions. Meanwhile, Jang's wife takes advantage of her husband's comatose state and she starts dating younger men. Jang's rival Mr. Yang knows it and uses it to blackmail Yun to join forces with him. Then the two start planning Jang's downfall. Later that night, Jang went to the hospital and saw his right-hand man. He tells his right-hand man passed to prove his identity. After hearing everything, he believes that he is his boss. The following day, Hyun-young accidentally bumps into him and drops her stuffed toy. Jang immediately follows him to return the toy, and it happens that he meets Hyun-young's mother named Mi-sun. Jang was shocked that after many years he saw his first love again after he left it to marry Yun. Mi-sun gets surprised when Jang calls her by her first name. Then Jang immediately ran away. After that, Jang remembers how they spend their days together when they are young. On the next day, when Jang meets Hyun-young again, he takes some of her hair to use for a parental DNA test. When the result came out, he found out that Hyun-young was actually his daughter. After knowing it, he went to Mi-sun home and asked about her life. Mi-sun openly talks about her life and tells that he raised Hyun-young all on her own, because her father left them. Jang feels pity that people that he loves had to go through so much because of his absence. Meanwhile, his current wife goes to her father with the fake documents of Jang's misusing the company's finances. She does it because of Yang's blackmail. Her father believes her and decides to remove Jang from the company after he gets out of his coma. In the other place, Jang goes to a gym to lose some weight and also to get closer to his daughter, who is currently learning some self-defense in the same gym. Hyun-young is skeptical and about to leave, but Jang's right-hand man appears and pretends to be the instructor and convinces Hyun-young to stay. From that day, the father and daughter train every day together and begin getting along well. Jang eventually loses weight and gets fit. Everyone in the school was surprised, including the bullies, of his new appearance. During the lunch break, Hyun-young was stopped again by the bullies. But this time, she defends herself well and teaches the bullies a lesson. The other student was shocked by what Hyun-young did. Later that night, Jang went to Mi-sun's restaurant to eat. Mi-sun talks about her former lover and wishes to kill her for what he did. Jang was choking on water when he realized she was talking about him. Then while Mi-sun was serving the customer, she was touched inappropriately. Jang immediately helps Mi-sun, then tells her to get inside. Then Jang beat up the customer. Mi-sun rushed and stopped Jang from doing it. After that, they talked and then Jang started talking about switching bodies with Dong Hyeon. Mi-sun didn't believe him, but Jang challenged her to ask him everything that he would know. Jang answered all the questions correctly, which led to Mi-sun in shock. Then Mi-sun asks him to leave them out of their lives as he did a few years ago. Then a flashback shows when the young Mi-sun and Jang meet for the last time. Jang rudely informed her that he was getting married to his boss daughter and didn't bother him anymore. Back to the present, a popular guy named Miho invites Hyun-young to his birthday party. Hyun-young excitedly agrees because this is her first time being invited to a party. At the party, Hyun-young is unaware of Miho's actual intentions. Meanwhile, Jang and Mi-sun meet again, and this time, Mi-sun tells Jang again that she doesn't want him in their lives. Jang wants to win her again, so he kisses her in front of everyone. Everyone in the restaurant was shocked by what he did. But Mi-sun pushed him away and slapped him in the face. Jang still didn't stop and still followed Mi-sun outside. Then he received a call from his friend telling that the bullies had a bad plan for Hyun-young at the party. Jang rushed to the party and saw Miho pour a bowl of alcohol on Hyun-young. In his anger seeing it, he fights all the bad guys that try to harm his daughter. Hyun-young also stands with Miho and kicks him into the pool. Then they leave the party. The next day, his right-hand man informed him that his wife was conspiring to take him out from the list of potential heirs of the Mafia groups. To take action, he made a letter for his father-in-law and it was delivered by his right-hand man. Later that day, while Jang was walking alone, one of his female classmates asked him for a date. Jang rejected her offer and said that he didn't go out with schoolgirls. Then Hyun-young came and asked the same question and also received the same answer. At home, Mi-sun knows that her daughter wants to date her father. Then Mi-sun told her to stay away from that man. In the evening, Yang breaks into the hospital to kill Dong that he thinks is Jang. Before he can do anything, Dong suddenly wakes up and makes Yang startled and runs away. After waking up from a long coma, Dong finds out that he was in the stranger's body and he went to his father. Jang thinks that he is an intruder. When he was about to call the police, Jang returned home. He explains everything to Jang, who still could not believe what happened. Jang asks for help from Dong to solve his problem with Mi-sun. Then the two go to her restaurant and pretend that they already returned to their own body. Then Dong apologized to Mi-sun as Yang's group interrupted them. Yang tells them that he is here to kill Jang. Jang didn't expect that Dong would cry and beg for his life. Yang was surprised by Dong's action. Jang immediately brings Dong and Mi-sun to the other room to be safe. Then Jang started fighting with Yang's group. But Yang came prepared and managed to catch Jang. Mi-sun sees the situation and to stop them she opens the gas tank and threatens to explode the whole area. Yang and his men leave no choice but to run and escape the area. Because of what happened, Mi-sun knows that they didn't return to their original bodies. Even though she talks Dong as if it was Jang and told him about her hardships when he left them. Then Dong hugs her. On the other hand, Yun's father already knows that his daughter is lying to him to get her husband in trouble and to hide his affair with another guy. Her father disowns her and tells her that she will not get an inheritance. He also wants to meet Jang personally. But since they are still not on their own, they let Dong face him with an earphone in his ear for them to tell what he needs to say. It works fine, but when his father-in-law asks about his second family, Jang leaves speechless. To avoid getting caught, Dong finds a way and says that after he wakes up from coma he realizes that family is the most important in life and he also wants to quit being a mafia to be with his family. His father-in-law respected his decision and let him go. When Dong returns, Jang hugs him and thanks him for doing the right thing. They didn't know that something was about to happen. Enraged, Yun hits them with her car. Jang is severely injured and rushed to the hospital. As he is talking to his family on his deathbed, Dong falls unconscious. In the next scene, Jang is in the operating room. The surgeon appears to be the woman who caused their body swap. She asks him if he liked the gift that she gives and if he wants to bring it back to normal. After 6 months, Dong returned to his own body and returned to school. Everyone is nice to him and they respect him. He also started dating with Hyun-young. On the other hand, Jang bought a better place for Mi-sun to run her business. Jang and Jang's right-hand man is working with her. And that's where the story ends. If you like this video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. Also hit the notification bell to get updated on every video that we upload. Thank you and have a great day.